We are going back in time today to discuss the design of Flins, a character that caught me completely off guard during his release. His introduction in the initial teasers was so cool that I could not wait to pull. That is, until I saw the back. Don't worry, I'll ramble about how I feel about his extra long hair, but for now, let's yap about all the things there are to love about this Lightkeeper's design. The color palette of grays, light purples, and blues with steel is such a good combo. I mentioned this a while back that almost every single character has gold accents aside from Rhazli. Even Arlecchino, who does mostly silver, did manage to get gold snuck onto her heels. It's so nice to see another character not relying on any gold accents, but instead opting for a silver that complements the rest of his outfit really well. The one concern about his design I had upon his first reveal was the likelihood of it all blending together. When you use the same colors like this, you risk making the design look muddy. I've noticed in my time looking at character design, this is where the accent colors come in to break up the various shapes. You can see that here with Flins. The cuffs of his arms have 2 silver rings, he has 2 ring elements on his shoulders, you can see that he has silver-like details on the chest, belt, and even the back. Also, the shoes. I also like how the designers added a little splashes of this light blue/purple in places to further help break up the shapes. It prevents Flins from becoming a black blob and instead shows interesting fashion choices through layering. I'm a huge sucker for gradients, and because of that I really like how they handled the hair color. You start with this darker blue and violet at the top that fades into this lighter blue. His eyes are really the one contrasting part of his design, as they are this off yellow which sits directly across from purple on the color wheel. It's taken some time getting used to for the empty eyes like Flynn's, but in the world of Genshin Impact where a lot of characters have very detailed and unique pupils, I think the absence of one in this case sets him apart. Of course, we cannot go over his design without addressing that purple lantern. I love that for the faction of the Lightkeepers that we got one that uses a bluish purple flame. When the Lightkeepers were first announced, I was expecting something more like Illua with that yellow light. I'm glad we got a character like Illua, but getting one that specializes with the special color of flame is nice. The last time we got a character with a funerary position was Emily in version 4. She may be a perfume maker, but don't forget that she helps detectives in murder or homicide cases. Hu Tao was the one before her, as she is a director of an actual funeral parlor. Now we have Flins, who watches over a graveyard where his fallen comrades are now, hopefully, finding some kind of peace. I understand that Emily isn't exactly fitting the Halloween aesthetic all that much, but I love the fact that Flins and Hu Tao do. Flins was also released on September 30th of last year, which was right in time for the Halloween season. I think it would be really fun to see him and Hu Tao interact on screen one day. When I first pulled Flins, I tore away Sino's signature weapon and handed it off to him. It wasn't until I played with the trial version of Flins in one of the Archon quests that I realized just how freaking cool his weapon design is. You have this silver lance that has a smaller version of his lantern attached to it. Running around the questline with the signature weapon just felt so aesthetically pleasing. It reminded me of how I felt about Arlecchino. It just wouldn't fit aesthetically if I didn't get her proper scythe. Using any other lance and seeing that weird gold glow for the missing scythe part just felt wrong. Now that he's getting a rerun very soon alongside Varka's debut, I'm really considering trying to snipe his weapon. Well, that was until Varka took 140 pulls from me, and that was all I had, so no extra weapons for me. I think I just really like that with Flins, I can take a look at his design and get a pretty good idea as to who his character is. The darker lines under the eyes suggest that he's active at night or doesn't sleep well. The darker clothes give me this more somber vibe, and that lantern is the key piece that ties everything together. I am so happy that they have his lantern attached to his hip. Even if I don't know much about the factions of Nodcry, I can tell that this lantern is important to Flins in some way. Once I learned that he's a Lightkeeper fighting the Wild Hunt and his main base of operations is in a graveyard, this whole design just clicks. It's been a while since we've gotten a design that tells us a decent amount about the character at a glance. I cannot delay it any longer. There's one part of Flynn's design that really drives me crazy. It's that damn hair in the back. I've already heard some of your guys' opinions on it, and it's really interesting to read them. Some of you agree with me that I should take scissors to the back of his hair and officially make it short, while others say it helps fit his theme of being a fae with that majestic long hair. Speaking of, I think it's so interesting that this fae character we've gotten chooses to have human-shaped ears. It adds a little more curiosity to this design, but alas, that long hair spiraling in the back does drive me a little nuts. At the very least, it wasn't another rat tail, but still. Why? Someone also pointed out to me that a lot of the Genshin cast, regardless of their gender, has an unnecessary thigh strap, and well, would you look at that? Flins has 2 of them slapped right onto his leg. I think it's safe to say that I really like this design, but I want to briefly touch on one of his trailers next, specifically the one with the special art visuals with his blue flames. Not only is this music an absolute banger, but the artistry shown in this was stunning. In some of the shots you can see his hair turn into that blue fire, which makes me hate the length of it a little less. I found myself reading the description of this video, and the first line reads, "A flame in the graveyard brings no warmth." I found the first part of this line to be quite fitting for Flins. His flame may guide the lost or vanquish the wild hunt, but it's not meant for warmth. He as a character is very kind, sure, but he's not overly bubbly like much of the cast can be. Looking back, this was the first 5-star male character in a long time. The last one was this Kanish over a year prior to Flins' release. It's nice to have gotten another 5-star male character, and the lunar version seems to be treating us well, with far more male characters on the horizon. We got to see Durin released, Varka is here, and maybe Lowen will join them as a 5-star character. Only time can tell. I'm still here waiting for Venti's second story quest. Why do they keep ignoring my boy? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. These Let's Discuss videos have turned into a little series on my channel, so feel free to check out some of the other entries I've done too. I also have plenty of gacha content you can browse through. Also, I've seen some comments of folks claiming that I am an expert in character design or that I went to school for it. I'm not sure how the heck that last part came to fruition, but I've never said these things. I'm not an expert, never claimed to be one, I just enjoy looking at designs and talking about it. Speaking of, I hope to see you in the next one.